All right, here we go at the bottom left, the player from France it is.
Millennium Stephano.
The French player started with 11 or 12 years with Warcraft 3 and is now one of the best Starcraft players in Europe. He's a foreign hope, able to take down a lot of Koreans already. Will he prevail in the Winter Cup as well? His opponent is
MVP DongRaeGu.
And he is starting at the top right in the blue color. Looking smart as usual.
He's quite smart.
What is that?
I think it's a roach. It's got the 3 roach eyes there. Just spitting on a person, I guess. I don't know. I guess your color's like, I'm not so sure. I'm like, I don't know.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Roaches spit at people. I think that's what's going on.
Stephano is going for a hatch first, and DongRaeGu with a pool, with an early pool, by the way.
Yeah.
He's 11 pool for DongRaeGu apparently. Did he go for 11 or 10?
It was a gas first. I think it was like 12 or so. It was an earlier pool than I guess we would have normally seen with the gas like this, but I'm not exactly sure of the timing. I was just thinking about that roach picture, man. You distracted me, Calder.
Well, that roach picture distracted me quite a bit, but the DRG nonetheless going for early pool and gas.
Yeah. Well, a much earlier pool than Stephano, that is for certain. That much is very clear.
Yep, and Stephano needs to be careful now. He doesn't have any idea what's happening in his opponent's main base. That Overlord takes ages until he arrives in the base of his opponent. He has no drone scout whatsoever, and DRG is already going for the speed and the first links, pulling off drones from gas.
Yeah, when that hatchery finishes and when the first links get there, Stephano should be fine, but the one thing he's really going to have to worry about is that Zergling speed, because if his opponent has a lot of Zerglings with speed, he's going to be able to outmaneuver Stephano. Stephanos' Zerglings aren't going to be able to move as quickly. He's going to be forced to run left and right with his slow Zerglings trying to trap the units. It's going to be very difficult for him to deal with that.
It gets even more scary when DongRaeGu at some point has more Zerglings than his opponent. He can always force the encounter. Stephano just can run away from his opponent's units once the DRG decides that he wants to fight. And he's going for the Baneling Nest straight away, and Stephano might be in a bit of trouble right there. He's trying to build the Spine Crawler in order to defend against this particular kind of attack, but this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, DongRaeGu is committed to a lot of Zerglings. He's actually made 10. 4 more on the way. The Spine is not going to finish. Well, actually, with these few Zerglings coming out, looks like it's just barely going to be defended. But a few more Zerglings coming in for DongRaeGu, and they're about to have speed.
And we have 8-7 Zerglings against 14. DongRaeGu has the upper hand right now. Will it be enough to cancel the Spinecrawler though? The second one is being built. The Queen is out and DRG is going for the Spinecrawler. He wants to prevent the Spinecrawler, but that won't happen in time. And the Zerglings stream to the main base. Exactly what Wolf mentioned earlier is happening right now. He's trying to outmaneuver his opponent, and he's dropping one Zergling behind in order to get that first Baneling not spotted by Stephano.
Oh, he just barely spots it. He has to cancel it. And he's trying to target down the Spine on the outside of the base. That's not necessarily the best idea. Spinecrawler actually racking up 3 kills, and DongRaeGu making only Zerglings. Looks like he wants to all in here, basically. Has not droned whatsoever.
And at the same time, Stephano is building more drones as we speak, 4 additional ones. He already has 2 bases. DongRaeGu has to make his attacks count right now. Will Stephano be able to defend against the Baneling attack? 6 additional Banelings are now being morphed, and Stephano so far has no idea about that. He doesn't have an Overlord in the position in order to spot that. The Queens are trying to block the ramp right now, and the Spinecrawler are repositioning. This is going to be really a tough situation for this Stephano to deal with.
Well, he does have enough for 1 transfuse right now on one of those Queens. The second one getting fairly close to that as well. Both the Spines up, you know, they're in a pretty decent spot. The first Spine was slightly damaged. It's getting its health back right now. Here we go, though.
Stephano getting the Baneling Nest himself, and look at that, he needs to kill his opponent's Banelings, and he's doing a good job at distracting them, and he has no Harvesters at his expansion, and there comes the attack. The Spinecrawler's targeting the Banelings. All the Banelings die to the Spinecrawler detonate actually in order to take it down. Another Spinecrawler in the back won't see the light of day, and at the same time finally we have Stephano moving out, trying to trap his opponent's units, and he actually was able to take on that army. DongRaeGu is behind in supply, and that Baneling is dying, but the Queens, both of the Queens, mix around transfuse. 1 transfuse happening, the Queen is dead now.
Oh man, this is looking really bad for Stephano as he's lost a lot of units here. There's one more Baneling out for DongRaeGu. Oh! Nice patience there by Stephano, actually allowing that Baneling to finish, really slowed down the push of DongRaeGu, and that may be enough.
Exactly, Stephano now has the Baneling nest himself. He can fight fire with fire, has a first Spine Crawler, another Spine Crawler at the choke, and this is starting to look pretty good for Stephano. He has 18 to 13 Harvesters, and therefore the much better economy. He needs to make his own Banelings count, though, if he wants to take that match. But this is looking better and better for Stephano. DongRaeGu needs to have a win right now in order to decide this game in his favor.
Definitely so. The Spine Crawler here going to help out quite significantly as well. It's a really tough spot right now for DongRaeGu. He's got to try to end this game. A few Zerlings sneaking into the main base, but there are just not enough of them, I think.
At the same time, we have to say Stephano is happy to trade armies right now. He knows that his economy is superior, but those Zerglings do a number on the drones. The Queen, one inject, that's all she's able to manage. And once again, DongRaeGu morphing Banelings, getting Zerglings 29 to 27 supply. This is just such an intense game, both of them with a lot of micro trying to take out as many workers as possible. DongRaeGu is going for the attack once more. And Stephano defending again and again against those Banelings. Whoa!
Yeah, I really think at this point DongRaeGu's attacks are being weaker and weaker, and Stephano just barely able to edge him out with drones, making 3 drones. In fact, right now, he's got that Spine at the front, he's got really well-placed Banelings. It's hard for DongRaeGu to actually get in there and do real damage.
I think Stephano was able to pull that off. He's on 2 bases, he's getting drones right now, he's droning up again. He's still, oh, beautiful, beautiful Baneling encounter by Stephano, taking out 3 of DongRaeGu's Banelings. And I think he's able to defend, blocking the ramp with the Zerglings. What a beautiful micro by the French player. DongRaeGu is in so much trouble right now, and he knows it.
He definitely does. He's trying to go for the Spine now, losing more and more Zerglings. Does take out, by the looks of it, he's got 1 drone. He might get a second one. No, nice positioning by Stephano on his Zerglings. And I gotta say, pretty soon here, Stephano's gonna be able to make a Roach Warren if he wants to. He's just got that much of a lead.
And once again heading for the ramp, the Banelings being killed. No, one of them survives. Is dead right now. 3 Zerglings is all that he's able to sneak into his opponent's main base. Very well done by Stephano. DRG so far killed 7, 8 drones, but that might not be enough. There's a relentless amount of attacks by DRG, one following another. But Wolf already mentioned it, they are getting weaker.
They're getting weaker right now. It's 20 drones for Stephano to 13 of DongRaeGu. He's mining from 2 different locations. He's got this front base up here. He still has the Spine alive, which has really been so crucial in defending these attacks. In total, it has 14 kills. Not to mention all the damage it's been able to do. No Stephano pulling just a few Zerglings to try to target down those Banelings.
And Stephano is now getting more and more workers. He's already ahead, 22 to 13 workers. And those Zerglings might be the last final attack of DRG. Here's the GG. Stephano taking the 2nd win in the Blizzard Cup 2011.
Really well played by Stephano. I actually thought he was going to be dead. You know, there was that one moment where he said he was okay trading the armies. He actually pulled his queens off the ramp and sent them out to attack, and I was like, what if the units just go to the main? And then DongRaeGu just, he didn't realize it, or he just wasn't quite able to push past his opponent's Zerglings. It was the one moment where the queens were out, not on the ramp anymore, and he still had Zergling speed before Stephano did, and I was like, that's the one moment where DongRaeGu could actually end this game, but he didn't get into the main. And then from then on, when Zergling speed finished, when he got his own Baneling nest, he was just able to continue to defend, while slowly edging out drones. And that one Spine Crawler got about 15 kills total, damaged so many units. And I had to say that one Spine was just enough, and that's the defender's advantage that you get on a 2-player map like this.
I have to admit that at some point I was a little bit unsure if DongRaeGu made the right decision. Might have been, but when he attacked the Spine Crawlers with the Banelings...
Yeah, I was a little bit uncertain about that too.
He lost a lot of Banelings with that. 2 of the Banelings were actually sniped by the Spine Crawlers, and after that he killed them but lost all of his Banelings. I'm not sure if it wouldn't have been the better decision to just bust in, try to take down the queens with the Banelings and try to get into the main base.
Yeah, if he got into the main, he would have been able to kill almost everything there, would have had a lot more maneuverability. But on the other hand, you know, he thought perhaps if I kill both these Spine Crawlers and keep killing all the Spines, with the more Zerglings that I have, I'll just eventually have way more Zerglings than him. I have speed right now and he doesn't, and eventually I'll just beat him. So it was kind of a tough decision to make. I think it might have been the right choice, but it's really hard to say.
Yeah, exactly. And well, in the end, as soon as Stephano finally had the Baneling nest organized himself. He was able to just trade banelings, and with the better economy that he had, he was ahead. But DongRaeGu at some point was able to kill enough drones to even out the drone count again, but Stephano just had the perfect timing for rebuilding drones, and then he pulled ahead, was on 2 bases already, had the advantage in terms of lava, and then slowly and steadily he pulled ahead in the game and was able to get the advantage.
Yeah, I think what happened was, DongRaeGu was trying his best to target down drones. He was doing a good job, but whenever he was doing that, he was not trading armies efficiently, so then what would happen was Stephano would have a better army to defend, so then he would go, well, I don't need to make Zerglings now, then you just remake those same drones. And there was a moment where I felt like DongRaeGu might have been able to remake drones kind of and be okay, but the fact of the matter is he just didn't have a second hatchery. He doesn't have the production that's necessary.
Yeah, it was definitely a very, very nice game. A lot of micro. It was actually kind of amazing. And yeah, the next game is, by the way, another amazing match, and the names is just... We have another PVT, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to see Hero in his 3rd game against MVP. And this is kind of a last chance for Hero to get a hold on this group. He lost 2 games already, so now he needs to make that one count. He needs to take down MVP if he wants to have a chance to advance to the next round. The game will take place on Antigua Shipyard, and MVP just joined the map.
Yeah, he just joined, and I'm kind of curious to see what sort of strategy we're going to see. I'm not sure if Hero's going to play a straight-up game against MVP. Obviously, MVP is one of the best players in the world, and some people consider him to be actually the best player in the world. Some would argue that his worst matchup, actually, though, is TVP, so Hero might try to play a long game against him. Hero has done quite well. He played well against Puma, for example, several different tournaments. In Puma's TVP, rather, is quite good. But against MVP, MVP is a level above Puma, so maybe we'll see Hero try to do some sort of all-in tactic on this map. It's hard to say what he's going to do, but he's so desperate right now. He needs this win.
And you are perfectly right, by the way. The matchup against Protoss is MVP's worst matchup. The thing is, he has 66% win ratio even in his worst matchup. Yeah. That guy is just insane, man. Well, anyways, we are going to jump into the map at Antigua Shipyard. MVP against Hero, the Protoss versus Terran match. We'll have this one. This will be the next one for the Blizzard Cup 2011. Here we go.